Let's go ahead and put a roof on our building now. I'm going to go to our section box again and select it. And I then have the, whoops, let me grab it again. I lost it for some reason. I've got my little blue arrows here, a little hard to see in that view. I'm going to just pull that up. And you can see we're going to put our roof on the top of this steel here that we put in place. So we're going to go to Architecture, Roof, by Footprint. It's going to ask us where we want to put it. And we're going to put it on that top of steel. We're going to select, we can make choices here, but we'll just put a 12-inch roof on. That's, maybe a 3-inch metal deck with a generous amount, 9 inches of insulation on top of that. And one of the first things I want to caution you about is this is going to be a flat roof. And our BIM modeler always has the defined slope checked, so it'll start to try to put an angle on everything. And we really just want a flat roof. So we're going to use the pick walls tool as we have before. And so let's need maybe the easiest way to visualize that. Well, actually, let's see if we can do it here. We can just pick these walls in 3D. I was going to go to the site, but I've changed my mind because maybe it's just as easy to see it here. That's the inside. I think you can see that that's the inside edge of that wall. We want to come all the way over to here. We don't want to have a roof over there, so we're going to pick this wall. You see how that's on the outside edge? And it's on the outside edge. And once again, it's on that outside edge. So this is working really quite nicely. That inside edge there. Now we have all of those, and actually we'll join those up. I'm going to go to the site plan now, and you can see all those lines that we've already selected. And I see an error here in that this line is in the wrong position. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Modify. I'm going to grab this one, and I can just flip this around to the other side. This one seems to be in the wrong spot also, so I'm going to flip it around. But otherwise, they all look pretty good. So let's go ahead now and use the Join tool to kind of connect all of these. You'll notice how that's kind of intersecting with that brick wall, but we really haven't detailed that well enough to actually even really determine what's going on there. So that's a level beyond where we're at with our kind of initial designs of this building. As we were getting more into, let's say, moving to construction documents, we'd start to get a little finer about how we were detailing those elements. So I've managed to now join all of those lines together, and I'm ready to complete that. And surprisingly, it's not asking me to connect or do any kind of alignment with walls. That's good. And let's go back to the model view. We can zoom out here, and I'll deselect the roof, and you can see the roof now. We're seeing this line here. We're seeing that's just a section box. And these are actually extending up beyond the roof level, so we could actually drag these back. And we might get an indication. We're not getting an indication, so I'm just going to leave that there for a minute. And I'm going to just change this offset to 0. Actually, I want the top constraint to be the top of steel, just like our roof is. And I want this offset to be 0 for that. And then that will drive that down below to the steel level. You created a roof at the lowest level. No. I'm not exactly sure what that question was about, actually. I'm going to once again adjust this one, or I'm going to try to. Let me see what we've got going on here. Oh, I see we're in the, I'm going to cancel out of this. Somehow I got into the, we were still in the editing mode for roof. And I'm going to just cancel out of it and see if that'll make, yeah, somehow I was in the editing roof mode and I don't know how I got in there. So we're going to make a correction to this spandrel to get it below our roof level. Once again, top of glazing L2 is its base constraint. That's fine. We only want to go to the top of steel. And we only want this, we don't want to have this offset in it any longer. And we'll hit apply, and that'll pull it down. And we can actually visualize that now, what we've done. I'm going to grab our section box, and I'll pull this back so that we can actually peek into that area a little bit. So let me grab this and rotate that around and kind of come in here. And now we can see how that spandrel is just touching underneath the bottom of the roof. Let's see, I'll just roll this down here. And we can see how that's all now just coming up nicely underneath that roof section. So that's our finish of our roof, very quick and straightforward. So let's go ahead, and that's obviously, if this was going to a construction document, these would have slopes and roof drains in them and some other kinds of detailing. But for the level of our introduction to making buildings, this is quite advanced and complete. So next we'll look at putting it together as a presentation sheet.